Titanic was not just a movie. It was a risk Hollywood thought would sink. A director obsessed with a real shipwreck. A budget out of control. Actors pushed to their limits. Today on MOVIXA, here are 10 weird facts about Titanic that prove the ship went down. But the story. Fact 1. Titanic was not pitched as a love story. James Cameron never sold Titanic as romance. He pitched it as an excuse to dive to the real wreck. Fascinated by shipwrecks since childhood, Cameron wanted Fox to fund deep-sea exploration. The result? Real footage of Titanic's bow, staircases and rusted cabins filmed 2.5 miles underwater. Not movie sets. Titanic's love story was built on real steel, real darkness, and real death. Fact 2. The entire movie was sold on one sentence. Cameron walked into Fox with just 6 words. Romeo and Juliet on the Titanic. That's it. No script. No outline. Executives instantly understood the power. Everyone knows the ship sinks. The question is who we fall in love with before it does. A billion-dollar movie, born from a napkin-length pitch. Fact 3. Leonardo DiCaprio almost lost the role. Leo walked into his audition confident. Too confident. When James Cameron asked him to read with Kate Winslet, Leo refused. "I do not read," he said. Cameron replied, "No audition, no Jack." Leo read that. The chemistry exploded instantly. That single reading changed movie history forever. Fact 4. DiCaprio was chaos on set. At 22, Leonardo was part diva, part prankster. He complained about freezing water, then stayed submerged for hours. He sketched dirty cartoons, pulled pranks, even farted into his jacket and waved it at Kate Winslet. Yet behind the chaos, a real bond formed. Kate later said Leo became her emotional anchor during brutal shoots. Jack and Rose felt real because their trust was real. Fact 5. The cast was poisoned during filming. One night in Nova Scotia, over 50 cast and crew members collapsed after eating clam chowder. Some laughed uncontrollably. Others shook violently. Doctors discovered the food had been spiked with PCP, a hallucinogenic drug cartoid. The culprit was never found. Titanic nearly became a real-life disaster, off-camera. Fact 6. The cold was real and dangerous. James Cameron did not want actors pretending to freeze. He wanted them actually cold. The water tanks were chilled to near hypothermia levels. Kate Winslet developed pneumonia. Extras passed out. Stunt performers were injured. Cameron demanded 90-hour work weeks. The crew nicknamed him my maniacal genius. The suffering you see on screen? That wasn't acting. Fact 7. Titanic used less GI than you think. Despite its reputation, Titanic was mostly practical effects. A near full-scale ship was built in Mexico on massive hydraulics. Real water. Real steel to it. Real danger. Only about 2 hours of CGI were used in the entire 3-hour film. When the ship breaks in half, that was not animation. It was engineering chaos. Fact 8. The old couple in bed was real. A silent scene of an elderly couple holding each other as water rises. They were Isidore and Ida Strauss, real Titanic passengers. Ida refused a lifeboat seat without her husband saying, "Where you go, I go." Cameron kept the moment wordless because some love stories don't need dialogue. Fact 9. James Cameron drew Rose himself. During the famous nude sketch scene, the hand-drawing Rose isn't Leonardo's. It's James Cameron's. A lifelong artist, Cameron drew the portrait himself, left-handed, to make it authentic. That sketch later sold for tens of thousands of dollars. The director literally drew his own movie into history. Fact 10. The door debate never ends. Could Jack have survived? Mythbusters said yes in theory. James Cameron funded his own scientific test and said no realistically. But Cameron's final answer was simple. Jack had to die. Titanic was never about survival. It was about sacrifice. Just like Romeo and Juliet, love ends the story, not logic. Titanic was not just a movie. It was obsession, risk, chaos, and history colliding. From poison chowder to frozen actors, from real shipwrecks to eternal love, Titanic did not sink. It conquered cinema. If this story still haunts you, comment below. What legendary movie should MOVIXA dive into next? Because some stories never